Hello dear students, welcome to today's class. In the today's class we are going to discuss about the two topics, that is nature of the CX bonds of the haloalkanes and haloarine, and second one is physical properties of haloalkanes and haloarenes. So in the last class we had studied about the methods of preparations of haloalkanes and as well as haloarenes. In the today's class the first topic is the nature of the CX bond. We already know that haloalkanes are nothing but these are the haloalkanes are the halogen atom is bonded to the aliphatic hydrocarbon. In haloarine, the halogen atom is bonded to the aromatic hydrocarbon. So here the halogen is bonded to the carbon directly. Either it may be sp2 hybridized carbon atom or sp3 hybridized carbon atom. So here, if you go through the nature of the CX bond, look at here, out of these two, carbon and as well as halogen atom, the halogen atom is more electronegative in nature. In the sense, the carbon atom is less electronegative compared to the halogen atom because the carbon atom size is larger compared to the halogen atom. Whenever they mutually share the electrons to form a single covalent bond, these two bonding paired electrons are migrated towards or attracted towards the more electronegative element, that is halogen atom. So because of that, these sigma electrons inductive effect will be generated here, that is positive inductive effect, that displacement of the sigma electrons takes place towards a more electronegative element, that is halogen atom. Therefore the electron density over the halogen atom will become more. Therefore it is indicated by the partial negative charge, and electrons are displaced from the carbon, so therefore it will be carrying the partial positive charge. Partial is indicating half, where here we are not here the electrons are not completely transferred, here they are mutually shared, and those shared pair of electrons are attracted towards only one atom. Why like this, sir? Because the element whose atomic size is smaller, its nucleus protons are very near to attract the bonding pair of negatively charged electrons. So therefore the halogen size is smaller and its nucleus protons are readily attracts the electrons, and it will acquire a partial negative charge and carbon will acquire a partial positive charge. Whole this CX bond will be considered as polar in nature. So here the polarization will be produced between the carbon and halogen atom in case of the both haloalkanes and as well as haloarenes. Because of this polar nature of the both haloalkanes and haloarenes, they will be undergoing many type of the chemical reactions like substitution reaction, electrophilic substitution reaction, elimination reaction, addition reaction, and so on. So this nature of CX bond will help us to understand how the bond length will vary from one halogen atom to the another halogen atom. That is one haloalkane, one type of haloalkane, fluoroalkane to bromo, chloro to bromo, bromo to iodoalkanes, up to iodoalkanes. How the bond length will vary, how bond length will affect the bond dissociation enthalpy of the CX bond, and how this CX bond nature will also affect the dipole moment. I have written here one table where I have taken the one example, that is halomethane. Here halomethane, different halogen atoms examples I have taken: fluoromethane, chloromethane, bromomethane, iodomethane. So here the methyl group is constant, only the halogen atoms are going to be changed. So fluoromethane, between the carbon and fluorine atom bond length is 139 picometer, and in case of chloromethane 178 picometer, in case of bromomethane 193, in case of iodomethane 214 picometer. You can observe that here the CX bond, CF, see here, CCl, CBr and Ci. See, as you see these bond lengths values, the bond length of the fluoro, chloro, bromo and iodoalkanes are goes on increases, because it totally depends on the electronegativity and atomic size. Here the fluorine is smaller in atomic size, because of that the fluorine nucleus is very near to the bonding pair of electrons, so therefore it will attract the bonding pair of electrons, sigma electrons, towards itself, therefore the bond length will become shorter. Compared to the fluorine, as we move down the group in the periodic table, fluoro, chloro, bromo and iodo. You can observe I have written here graphically that size, how does it vary along the group in the periodic table. 17 group, that is 17 group elements are fluorine to chlorine, chlorine to bromine, bromine to iodine. As we move down the group along the group in the periodic table, the size goes on increases. As the size increases, the attraction decreases. Which attraction? The sigma electrons attracting towards the halogen atom goes on decreases, because the distance between the sigma electrons and the nucleus of the atom, as the size increases, the distance increases and the bond length also increases. Look at here. So bond length goes on increases with the increase in the size. As the size increases, attraction decreases. Attraction, if it is decreases, the length will goes on increases. If length is increases, it is very easy to break. Remember here, shorter the bond, difficult to break. Why difficult to break? Because if the atomic size of the halogen atom is smaller, it will be tightly holding the bonding pair of electrons. Because of that, it will be not at all going to be breaking very quickly. It will take more and more energy, and that energy will be more compared to energy will be more in case of the smaller atomic size halogen atom containing CX bond. Look at here, the fluoromethane CF bond dissociation enthalpy is very high, that is 452 kilojoules per mole, and here in chloromethane CCl bond dissociation enthalpy is 351 kilojoules per mole. So as we move down the group, because of the bond length increases, the bond dissociation enthalpy decreases. Length increases means it is very easy to break, because the attraction between the C and halogen atom will be less. Attraction is less, it requires a very less amount of energy to break. So therefore 452 to 351, 351 to the 293 kilojoules per mole, and 293 to 234 kilojoules per mole. So what happened here? The bond dissociation enthalpy goes on decreases. So we can say that the larger is the size, very easy to break. So you can say which one is very easily broken, the bond length of the among the haloalkanes, which one is very quickly going to break, that is more and more reactive. So Ri is having a less bond dissociation enthalpy, it is very easier to break, and its reactivity will be more compared to the RBr, alkyl bromide, or bromo alkane. Compared to the bromo alkane, chloroalkane is less reactive. Compared to the chloroalkane, fluoroalkane is very least reactive. So most reactive is iodoalkane and least reactive is fluoroalkane, because bond dissociation enthalpy will decide the reactivity of the CX bond. Okay, so this is about the bond dissociation enthalpy. The third topic is here dipole moment. Look at the dipole moment values. We used to measure the dipole moment value in terms of dBA. 1.847 for fluoromethane, 1.86 for the chloromethane, 1.830 for the bromo, and here 1.636 for the iodo. So you can observe that here is lesser, here again higher, again lesser, and again lesser. What happening here? So dipole moment is not at all depends on the bond length or bond dissociation enthalpy. Remember, it totally depends on the electron affinity of the halogen atom, or we can also say that electron gain enthalpy. higher is the electron gain enthalpy of the halogen atom, higher will be its dipole moment of the CX bond. You know that the chlorine is having the highest electron gain enthalpy compared to the fluorine. Because of the fluorine smaller atomic size, the fluorine undergoes electron-electron repulsion. Because of that, it could not able to release a more amount of the energy during the electron gain enthalpy, during the addition of electron to it. So based on that concept, the dipole moment values has been given. So here the highest dipole moment containing haloalkane is alkyl chloride, later is alkyl fluoride, and later on alkyl bromide, and lastly alkyl iodide. Remember, so these all are the dipole moments. Order of decreasing order of the values of the dipole moment. Chloroalkanes are more compared to the fluoroalkane, then bromo, then least one is iodoalkanes. So this is about the nature of the CX bond, how would it affect to the bond length, bond dissociation enthalpy, and towards the dipole moment value. Dipole moment value will be written on the basis of the electron gain enthalpy of the halogen atoms. Let us come to the next topic of that is physical properties of haloalkanes and haloarenes. Physical property you already know, that color, appearance, solubility, melting point, boiling point, density. So these all are the physical properties. So first physical property of the haloalkanes and haloarenes together we are going to study here, that is physical state. Physical state means all the haloalkanes are having a different physical state at the room temperature that will be totally depends on the molecular mass. So lower haloalkanes like methyl chloride, methyl bromide, and ethyl chloride. So lower haloalkanes are gaseous at the room temperature, colorless and gaseous at the room temperature. And see, these lower haloalkanes, some of the lower haloalkanes are volatile. So those are possessing the pleasant smell. Once again I am explaining physical state of the haloalkanes. Methyl chloride, methyl bromide, ethyl bromide. Lower haloalkanes are having the physical state that is colorless, gases at the room temperature. So as higher alkanes, higher haloalkanes and haloarenes are liquids, and as well as some of them are solids. Especially haloarenes are solids. So some of the haloalkanes like bromo and as well as iodoalkanes, whenever they are exposed to the air, they will be oxidized and they will produce as the characteristic color like yellow color and as well as brown color. So this is about the physical state. Lower members are colorless gases. As the molecular mass increases, there will be the change in the physical state. They will be converted in the form of they will be available in the form of liquid and as well as solids. Specifically, the haloarenes are crystalline solids. Next, melting point and boiling point of haloalkanes and haloarenes. So here, melting point and boiling point is totally related to the molecular mass. As the molecular mass increases, the melting point and boiling point also increases. You are already know that the iodine is having the higher molecular mass. Because of that, its iodoalkanes are containing more boiling point and melting point compared to the bromo, compared to the chloro, and compared to the fluoro. So as we move down the group, fluorine to iodine, the molecular mass increases and the respective haloalkanes melting point and boiling points also increases. So here this polarity, which is the polarization has been generated between the CX bond, is also responsible for the melting point and as well as boiling point. How, sir? How it will be, polarity will be affected? See here, these are polar in nature. Therefore, the CX bond of the haloalkanes and haloarenes are exhibiting the dipole-dipole forces of attraction. In between the CX bond of the haloalkanes and haloarenes, they are possessing the dipole-dipole forces of attraction. So these are the second highest or second stronger van der Waals forces of attraction. So because of that also the boiling points are higher compared to the hydrocarbons. Compared to the hydrocarbons, the haloalkanes are possessing the higher melting point and boiling point because they are having the dipole-dipole intermolecular forces of attraction in between them. But in case of the alkane, alkene and alkynes, there is no dipole-dipole forces of attraction because they are non-polar in nature and they are having a dipole-induced London forces of attraction between them. That is very weaker compared to the dipole-dipole forces of attraction. So next factor which will affect to the melting point and boiling point is straight chain structure and as well as branch chain structure. So comparatively compared to the straight chain haloalkane and branch chain haloalkane, among them straight chain haloalkanes are having the more boiling point or melting point compared to the branching, because branching decreases the boiling point. Why branching decreases the boiling point, sir? Boiling point or melting point is based on the forces of attraction between the between the molecules of haloalkanes and haloarenes. If the straight chain is available, the straight chains are require the more surface area. Larger is the surface area, greater is the forces of attraction. For example, 1 bromo butane I have taken here. Its boiling point is 375 Kelvin. And here 2 bromo butane, its boiling point is 364 Kelvin. And here 2 methyl 2 bromo propane or 2 bromo 2 methyl propane or tertiary butyl bromide, its boiling point is 346. Look at here, it is straight chain, it is little bit branched and it is completely branched. So branching decreases the boiling point because branching decreases the surface area. Branching decreases the surface area. Because of the less surface area between the molecule, their structure will become compact and their forces of attraction in between them will become very weak compared to the straight chain. Straight chain, they are having a very strong forces of attraction compared to the branched. So branching decreases the boiling point because they are having a lesser surface area due to compact structure. Weak van der Waals forces are exhibiting between them due to the structural branching structure. So here 2 bromo butane having 364 Kelvin boiling point, and again if it become branched, so then again the boiling point is decreased to 346 Kelvin. 375 to 364 Kelvin is decreased. All these are isomers to each other. All these three compounds are isomeric in nature. All these three are having the same molecular formula but different chain structure, different carbon skeleton. Here straight, here little bit branched, here completely branched. So because of branching having the compact structure and less intermolecular forces of attraction, and boiling point automatically decreases. Next, if you see the haloarenes, I have chosen the dihaloarenes. Isomeric dihaloarenes, boiling points are comparatively same. For example, ortho-dichlorobenzene is having a 353 Kelvin boiling point, and meta-dichlorobenzene is having 446 Kelvin, and para-dichlorobenzene is having 448 boiling point. So almost they are comparatively less difference among in between their boiling point. But if you go through with the melting point, if they are available in the form of solids, their melting point will be having little bit difference. For example, ortho-chloro-dichlorobenzene and meta-dichlorobenzene, if you see their boiling point, melting point, it is 256 Kelvin and meta-dichlorobenzene is 249 Kelvin. So these two are having a very less difference in their boiling point. Less difference means about 6 Kelvin difference you can see. But compared to these two isomeric dichlorobenzenes, para-dichlorobenzene is having the highest melting point, that is of about 323 Kelvin. So this 323 Kelvin melting point is higher for para-dichlorobenzene compared to the ortho and meta-dichlorobenzene. This is why, sir. Why like this? all these are having a comparable lesser differences in their boiling point and melting point, but this para-dichlorobenzene is having a higher melting point because in the solid state, the para-dichlorobenzene structure, if you observe, it is symmetrical in nature. Because of its symmetrical structure, it will be fits into crystal lattice very symmetrically. See here, para-dichlorobenzene, para-dichlorobenzene, para-dichlorobenzene. If you go through with the ortho-dichlorobenzene, ortho, so it is not symmetrical, ortho, meta, but para is like this. Okay, so because of this symmetrical structure, the forces of attraction between the molecules in the crystal lattice in the solid state, the para-dichlorobenzene forces of attraction will be very, very high. Same forces of attraction, that is dipole forces of attraction will be very, very high because of its symmetrical structure in the crystal lattice. So therefore, it exhibits the higher melting point compared to the ortho and meta-dichlorobenzenes. It has been asked, this question has been asked in the 2016 July supplementary examination. 2 marks question had been asked that why para-dichlorobenzene is having a more melting point compared to its isomeric, other two isomeric dichlorobenzene, that is meta and ortho. You need to write that para-dichlorobenzene is having symmetrical structure. It fits very easily in its very symmetrically in its crystal lattice. Because of that structure, it exhibits a larger force of attraction, stronger forces of attraction. It is difficult to break, and hence its melting point is more. So this is about the second physical property, that is melting point of haloalkanes and haloarenes. Once again, remember, branched chain isomers are having the less boiling point compared to the straight chain because branchings decreases the boiling point due to its compact structure, less surface area, less forces of attraction. In case of the isomeric dihaloarenes, boiling points are very what? Less difference, but melting points are having a large difference compared to the ortho-dichloro, meta-dichloro and para-dichlorobenzene. Due to symmetrical structure of para-dichlorobenzene, its forces of attraction is high and its melting point is very, very high. And the last physical property is density. You already know that the definition of density, mass divided by volume, is nothing but density. So as the molecular mass increases, the density of the haloalkanes increases. So if you go through the order of the value of the density, decreasing order of the value of the density, that iodoalkanes are having the higher density because iodine molecular mass is higher compared to the bromoalkane. Compared to bromoalkane, chloroalkane is exhibiting lesser density, then least one is fluoroalkanes. So density is totally dependent on the molecular mass. As the mass increases, their density values also increases. So therefore, alkyl fluorides are having a lesser density compared to the alkyl chloride, bromide, and as well as higher density containing haloalkanes or haloarenes are fluoroalkanes or fluoroarenes. So this ends with the today's 2 topics, that is nature of CX bond, where the polarization will be generated, and these are the some of the factors which will be affected by the nature of CX bond, like bond length, bond and dissociation enthalpy and dipole moment. And today's second topic is physical properties, that is physical state, melting point and boiling point of haloalkanes and haloarenes, and last one is density.